Next to testify is Mr. Bart Andersen, Minneapolis Department of Transportation, Level 2 Bridge Inspector. Mr. Andersen.
Thank you. I want to thank the chairman and members of the subcommittee for inviting me to testify today. I have a larger statement that I would like to have placed in the record. I am a bridge inspector and a bridge maintenance worker for the Minnesota Department of Transportation, MnDOT. I'm also a member of the American Federation of State, County, Municipal Employees, AFSCME, Minnesota Council 5. My union represents transportation workers across the United States, and I'm here today to explain how bridge inspectors are trained and how we conduct our inspections. First of all, our two biggest problems are the lack of MnDOT staff and the lack of funds to do the bridge work. MnDOT has only 77 inspectors who are responsible for approximately 14,000 MnDOT bridges. MnDOT policy is to check every bridge at least once every 2 years, and about 30% of our bridges are fracture critical. We're expected to check these fracture critical bridges once a year. There aren't enough hours in the workday for 77 inspectors statewide to take care of 14,000 bridges the way we should. In addition to bridge inspecting, we have a host of other bridge-related responsibilities that must be performed. Patching holes on the concrete decks, repairing railings. We also repair wood and concrete noise walls and retaining walls. We inspect, repair, and place all of our steel support structures for our highway signs. And this is by no means a complete list of the tasks performed by those 77 bridge inspectors. Recently, MnDOT hired private inspectors to assist with the backlog to help us meet a December 1st deadline that Governor Tim Pawlenty put out for Minnesota. We do not believe this is a long-term solution to the problem. In fact, these private inspectors were hired after the 35W bridge collapse. If MnDOT had a sufficient number of bridge inspectors to begin with, there wouldn't be a need to bring in these private inspectors at a significantly higher cost. In addition to insufficient numbers of personnel, we're lacking the funding that improves the safety of the bridges. Many of our bridges have reached their 20-year replacement age. And to compound that need for investment, our bridges built since 1950 are on an average 4 times larger in size than their predecessors. The weight they hold is much greater, as the trucks that are carrying freight these days are carrying that in lieu of trains that used to carry that transport. That means our bridges are under more stress and cost more to replace and preserve. When employees start a career in bridge maintenance and inspection, they're required to take a 1-week course called Concepts for Bridge Inspection. Learn about bridge technology, architecture, key components. Then we attend a 2-week training on comprehensive bridge safety inspection. And this course trains us to identify deficiencies and detect what's causing them. Our inspection program treats bridges differently depending on their condition and design. In Minnesota, we have 4 categories that have been mentioned previously. We also have a category that we just call specialized inspections, and these are for bridge hits, high load hits, or heightened homeland security inspections. And in closing, please understand that MnDOT doesn't have enough full-time inspectors to keep motorists safe. It's impossible for 77 inspectors to check 14,000 bridges throughout Minnesota while still performing all the other tasks that are part of our job. Although we have a backlog of structurally deficient bridges and an increasing problem with steel fatigue in many bridges, we lack the funding for replacement, repair, and preservation. Looking forward, as Congress considers these issues, I hope you help us solve the problems of insufficient staffing at state departments of transportation, and I hope you'll help us with the lack of funding in maintaining the transportation infrastructure we currently have. The work performed by people like me who inspect, maintain, and repair bridges is critical to the safety of the citizens who use our bridges every day. As public employees, we are committed to doing everything we can to protect citizens who use those bridges and highways. But we need support to do our jobs as well as we possibly can. Thank you for listening. I welcome any questions.